Link in bio pages are pretty cool. I have one, Thrive Themes has one, JewelerPacks has one, even Bon Jovi has one. Link in bio pages serve as a central point for people who may have come across you on social media to find useful links to other places such as your website, your newsletter, your YouTube channel, and so on. So let's take a look at how to build one really quick on WordPress. Before we start, don't feel pressured in hitting the like button or in subscribing to our YouTube channel, but if by the end of the video you found it helpful in any way, hey, I would be very grateful for you to consider doing any of these things. Okay, so the only thing that you really need to follow along this video is Thrive Architect. This is the WordPress page builder that I'm going to be using to design our link in bio page. And yeah, let's get started. Perfect, so the first thing that I want us to look at these different link and bio pages that I mentioned a little earlier. So the first one is mine. Mine is pretty simple, and the design was inspired by that of JewelerPacks, which is this one over here. Now, I do think that I am doing a better job than Jules is at one thing in particular, which is that this link in bio page it's kind of cool. It really does what it's supposed to do, which is to link people to all of your different, channels where they can continue to read more about the content that you produce, or head over to your website, buy your product or service. That's all great. The problem is that JewelerPacks is sending people away to her Substack profile, and that is a terrible idea to be doing, in my opinion, because you're literally just handing over your traffic to Substack and you're giving away your business to a third-party company. Not the best of ideas. In my case, I'm doing something different, which is that rather than having a link to Substack or a link to share my Substack profile with online or something else, I've got a call to action to actually access the website. And if you click on that call to action, you proceed on to my blog where you can read about whatever it is that I'm writing about in that instance. So I do think that I am taking a smarter approach than Jules is. But then we also have Thrive Themes link in bio page, which I think is pretty cool. I think it does the job pretty well. Learn more about Thrive Suite, read the Thrive Themes blog. We've got our newest video, and so forth and so on. Now, can you spot a pattern across all of these different link in bio pages? I'm gonna give you a second here to take a look at these and see if you can spot the pattern. The pattern is pretty easy to spot, actually, which is that as opposed to most pages that live online, the content on these pages don't stretch out to cover most of the width of the screen, right? Let me draw this out for you. The content is literally sitting inside a content box of, I would probably say this is, 600 pixels? Maybe not even that. And the reason being is because, I think that it's just because for one, you don't have a lot of content to present. And so I guess this just makes things easier to make the page mobile responsive. But all of these pages, I think mine is the widest one, actually. But I think all of these are probably sitting inside a canvas of 500, 600 pixels. So anyways, let's go ahead and build Jules a better link in bio page. Not better, but let's just give it a spin and see if we can replicate it in WordPress. All right, so I'm gonna head over to pages and I'm gonna create a new page. And let's just call this JewelerPacks. By the way, Jules is a phenomenal journalist. She talks about trends in technology and so forth and so on. She's been a great probably my best social media discovery of 2023. I absolutely love her work. So anyways, going back to business, we're going to start off from a completely blank page. We don't want to inherit any of our themes properties, not the header, not the footer. This is going to be straight out of the book of building out a landing page. So let's go ahead and get started with a completely blank canvas. And we're going to start with the background section. And let's just go ahead and make this section match height to screen, okay? We probably only need one background section, to be honest. It comes down to how much content you want to have in your link in bio page. The nature of these pages isn't to be very lengthy. You want to really just list your most useful links that you want to share with people, probably have them opt into your newsletter, and so forth and so on. So one background section is probably going to be good enough for us. And Let's just give this a solid color for now. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and let's do a content box. And let's center things vertically speaking for now. But here's where the magic starts to happen. I'm going to give this content box a max width of, let's just do 600. I wonder if that's going to be enough. But let's see. Let's go back to Jules. What does Jules have going on here? She's got a call to action to subscribe, and that triggers an opt-in form. So that we can probably do with a Thrive Lightbox and just embed a simple opt-in form. And instead of sending people or giving people the option to share our link in bio page, we're going to actually give people the option of accessing our website. And all right, so that is going to be made up of 2 columns. All right, let's go back here. Let's do 2 columns. I think I'm going to need a little bit of more space here, but anyways, 2 columns. Should we wireframe it first? 2 columns, an image underneath those 2 columns. Let's insert her image. And with Thrive Architect, we can quickly make this rounded with an image style. Let's make this a circle. And let's give this a little bit of a white border. Let's do like 3 pixels. Actually, can we give this 100 pixels? Yeah, there you go. 100 pixels of white border. And she's got a bunch of social media profiles underneath her image. Let's do all of these just for the sake of powering through this really quickly. All right, let's center the image. And here we're gonna have a call to action. Let's just use a button. But the trick here is going to be using a ghost button. Let's use that one maybe. And let's get rid of the background. Let's make this completely transparent with no icon. Actually, do we want an icon? Let's change the icon to be an email maybe. Envelope. Let's use that. And let's do stay notified here. Okay. Here we need this to be white. Great. And we're going to use, let's do that. Perfect. Well, let's get rid of some of these paddings and margins. I think I'm going to need, let's get rid of that hover background effect. Again, let's make it completely transparent. And yeah, I'm going to need a little bit of more space here. So 600 is not going to be enough because I'm going to essentially just duplicate this button and put it in the right-hand column and change the call to action to be access website or something like that. So I can already tell that this is just not enough breathing room. So let's go back to our content box and let's make this perhaps 800. And let's duplicate this button. Okay, that's better. And let's do change icon. Let's do perhaps like a arrow. Let's do an arrow and let's use this one. And let's do axis. Perfect. And now we just need some call to actions here. So she's got a YouTube channel, a Spotify podcast, a Substack. We're not going to include a Substack, Jules, and then a Discord. All right, so how does she do these long buttons here, which grow on hover? I would imagine that these are probably, so we need, how do we do this? We need an icon towards the left, and then we also need some content in the middle. So I would imagine that maybe we need a 2-column layout. One left column that holds an icon and then a right-hand column that holds our text. I would imagine that that is going to do the job. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do columns underneath the social follows. Let's do that. And here we're going to do an icon. And let's look for a Spotify. Perfect. Let's make it white. Let's duplicate that. Actually, wait, hold on. Catch me on Spotify. Cool. Let's center that. Let's make this an H4 maybe. That's too big. Too big, too big. Catch me on Spotify. Let's get rid of this line spacing. Center things vertically speaking so that they're nicely aligned. And let's make the copy white. All right. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm gonna want to make those columns. Do I want to make those columns white? Actually, I kind of like it like this. And then perhaps on hover, we could change the color of these things. So, what do you, yeah, I think this is good. Let's just power through this for now. Let's duplicate these columns. This is going to be Discord. All right, let's duplicate those columns. And she's got a YouTube channel. So let's take this. Let's make a YouTube channel. All right, and let's do latest video. Latest video, join my Discord. I think I like that. And then she also has something really cool, which is that she's got a tweet embedded in here. So let's actually, I'm wondering if I can grab that same tweet. Hello, hope you're having a good day. She posted this on January 12th of 2022. So if you right click on the time and you do copy link address, I wonder if I can just quickly embed that. Actually, no, I think it's via, we're going to have to do this via HTML underneath these columns. And I think Twitter has an option here to share embed post. Here you go. And you can just embed here, display options. Let's do embed post, copy the code. And we can just paste it inside Thrive Architect, hit save. It looks kind of clunky right now, but as we hit preview, it's going to look much better. Okay. Let's see what that looks like, actually. All right. Not bad. Not bad. It's pretty meh right now. Oh, and the thing is, social icons are not getting displayed because I don't have them linked. So let's do a static. Let's just do test here really quick. Okay, that's much better. We need to center those icons a little bit more. So let's hit jump into layout and position. Now they're going to be centered. And I think I'm not totally, oh, I didn't hit save. I think I don't love the alignment of the text actually. I'm thinking of keeping it left aligned. Let's try doing that. Let's do left, left, left aligned. And let's make all of these columns, the left-hand column, let's just make this 15%. Actually, I'm not sure that I'm gonna love that either. What about 50%? And we right align this thing. Okay. Change of plans. Instead of 50%, let's make it 40%. Yeah, 40% is gonna do it nice. Let's do 40% right aligned. And here, again, let's do 40% right aligned. So what I'm doing is essentially telling Thrive Architect, I want the left-hand column to take up 40% of what the entire width of my columns represents. So that means that if my left-hand column is 40% of the total width of those columns, my right-hand column is going to be obviously the remainder 60%. And I think I'm starting to like this a little bit better. I'm wondering if we can perhaps use, let's do Discord. latest YouTube video. And perhaps, I mean, we could get fancy here if you want to emphasize something, like if you really want people to catch your latest YouTube video, you could maybe like add a simple underline, maybe make it white. Latest YouTube video. Join my Discord. Let's do a zigzag. And here Spotify, we can do maybe like a brace. Huh. Let's make it white. Okay, not bad. So what does the functionality look like for these call to actions? So this button is going to trigger a Thrive Lightbox, okay? We're gonna come into Lightboxes, we're gonna create a new one. This is Jules newsletter. Let's publish the Lightbox, fire it up with Thrive Architect, and we're gonna keep it really simple. We just need a lead gen form, which is going to prompt people for their for their name and email addresses. And we're just gonna show a success notification here that says you've joined, which is gonna look something like that. And you would, Jules, if you're watching, you would connect this to either ActiveCampaign or Drip or whatever email marketing service you're using, but you wanna use one that you're in control of and that you own, and that if you're not happy with your email marketing service, you can just grab and take with you anywhere else. You don't wanna be dependent on any kind of third-party company, okay? You have to be in control of your business. So with that said, let's hit save and let's go back to Thrive Architect. I'm gonna hit save here as well. And all I'm gonna do is hit refresh because I want to be able to pull in the Lightbox that I just created. There's something that I don't like about this. I feel like there's too much space in between. Oh, you know what? It's because my buttons are set to be covering the full width of the parent container that they're inside of. So let's just do left aligned. And for this one, we're gonna do right aligned. That's much better. That looks much cleaner. I think I wanna get rid of some of these paddings as well. And these margins that these buttons have. Perfect. Perfect. And I think that's much better. So stay notified is going to trigger a Lightbox. Open Thrive Lightbox. Slide in from bottom. And this is going to be Jules newsletter, the one that we just created. Let's hit apply, hit save, and see what that looks like. Looking good. Stay notified. And that, we would probably spend a little bit of time customizing the Lightbox. It looks kind of meh, but the functionality is there, which is great. And come on, we just did this in like 20 minutes, so that's pretty nice. And then access, so the way this would work is there's a couple of different things you can do. If you have the link in bio page be your main landing page for your domain, for your website, that means that, if you go to, in this case, if I think Jules' website is JewelerPacks.net. So if Jules were to make this page her homepage, like she's doing right now, right? I mean, if you go to JewelerPacks.net, you're going to land on this link in bio page. Then you would simply have this access button redirect to your main content homepage. Like if I go back to my blog, for example, this is right now my main homepage. And then when you click on access site, you get taken to a secondary page that I'm kind of just treating as my main content homepage. But if you go to louistony.com, which is my domain, you don't actually see that content homepage that you would probably expect a website to show when you visit a main domain. But rather you get presented with this useful links instead. But anyways, going back to Jules' page here, if you wanted to simply, so Thrive, for example, Thrive Themes, if you go to thrivethemes.com, you're going to get presented with Thrive's website, which is this one, right? But if you go to Thrive Themes Instagram account, you're going to see that there is a direct link to our social hub. So the funnel looks like, okay, I'm on Instagram. I see a video of Tony on Instagram. I peek around their profile. I'm interested in clicking on the link. I land here. And if I want to learn more about Thrive Suite, then I get taken to thrivethemes.com /suite. which is not actually a homepage. I mean, you're free to pick where you want to send people, right? I mean, you're in charge of designing your own funnel, which is, it's awesome. I mean, that's why you want to be in control of your platform, because you can do things however you wish. But in essence, that is kind of a few different ways of handling how you're going to be designing that funnel. And the only really thing that I want to show you, you know, Jules, if you're a huge lover of gradients and you wanted to not use my dark, boring background, I'm a very minimalist person. I love doing white or black backgrounds, but if you wanted to use a gradient, you can most certainly do that as well. I kind of actually, this one kind of looks like the one by default that Thrive Architect is going to generate for you. Looks kind of like the one that you're using right now on your site, but you could most certainly, you know, tweak it a little bit more, not make it as aggressive. You're in full control of the design. Let's see what that looks like. So the buttons aren't readable anymore. We would have to update those, but this is pretty close. I mean, in 20 minutes, you're there. All right, well, that's how you can quickly create a killer link in bio page with useful links for people to check you out. There's a link in the description box for you to grab a license to Thrive Architect. And yeah, it's also time for you to decide whether I'm worthy of a like and your subscription. All right, I truly appreciate your time, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.